I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know the game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over your son.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Boom, check it out, I don't know it's Jason. I'm here represent for I Am Sure Sports. For the latest news and updates, check out I Am Sure Sports. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe and share. Jace representing I Am Sure. I Am Sure Sports.
All right. Good morning. Welcome back to the channel, people. This is Manning's Man. Hope you're doing well. And you watched that first video we did this morning. And thought I'd come on. We should have had an interview with Gus Williams today, but he had some player transfers that he was seeking to sort out. And he asked us if we could put off the interview until Monday of next week. But we have one coming up later today with Kerry James. Kerry James, the much-traveled Kerry James, support the national teams, male and female, and or athletes wherever they go. He is the son of former GFF president, Mr. Tony James, played at Manchester High, coaches out there in Florida, went to Florida International University. So this evening, 6:30, we'll have him on the program. We'll be interviewing him just to make up for missing the one that we should have had today on talent identification with Mr. Gus Williams. So for those who are anticipating that, expecting that, our apologies here from I Am Sure Sports. Again, I am Manning's Man, and it's always a pleasure being with you. This is the early morning or the morning and the afternoon edition. Again, just to remind you, at this time we are unable to take phone calls, but what we'll be doing is that we'll be pinning the link for this video in the chat, so that if you so desire, we'll be pinning the link. So if you desire to be a part of the show, you'll see the pinned link and you can come on and be a part and share your thoughts on the matters that we are going to be discussing. All right, let me pause to say a big thank you to the sponsors of this video. The sponsors are Prestige Finance, lending a helping hand when you need it the most. Prestige Finance is located in Linstead, St. Catherine, Jamaica, and they're offering loans of up to 100,000 Jamaican dollars, especially in this back to school time. and you can call them at 876-884-7390. There is no processing fee, same day processing, which means you can get the money the day you go there, and you only have like 0 to 4% in terms of interest rate to pay, and that's a very good deal, better than many other financial institutions. Also want to big up Launch Legacy, where they handle risk and they seek legacy for all your personal insurance need in Canada and the USA. Visit Launch Legacy at launchlegacy.com or call or text them at 647-989-0782. Launch Legacy is that place where when you stop working for money, they will get your money to start working for you. Listen, check them out and call them up. Give our friend out there, Patrick Reid, a call, and certainly I know he will help you. If you're watching, as usual, we ask you to do three very basic things, right? To like, to share, and to subscribe to I Am Sure Sports. That's important. That's how you help us to grow. And if you can get someone else, listen, you can get someone else to subscribe to the platform, that will help us a great deal as well. We respect all views, we welcome all views, and we have discussions and dialogue with fairness in an unbiased way. All right, we are not on any side, and so we speak the truth and we stand for the truth and we represent the truth. We are not afraid or frightened or under the guise or the manipulation of any individual. And so we speak what is out there and we seek what is the best interest of the whole, not just some of us, but all of us. So that's how we do our programs, and we know that not everyone will agree with us at all times, and that is fine. But we choose to remain respectful to all. Though we may not have the agreement of all, we'll have varying views and thoughts and ideas, and people will oftentimes totally disagree and state their opinion, and that is okay. That's dialogue, and that's how the dialogue ought to be, as long as we are respectful. I see sometimes a reflection of what is happening in the Jamaican community on these platforms, not just mine, but on all the platforms. Like you get the impression that if people could physically hurt people, they would over sport discussion. But that's not where I am sure sports is. We have come too far in our life to resort to that kind of behavior and attitude. We speak truth, and we know that people will be offended and people will be hurt by it, but we must do that. All right. So now that we have kind of laid the foundation, set the basis, we're going to talk about some of the players who are over there in Austria. For those of you who have not heard, I did a video earlier this morning stating that 23 of the Jamaican players are there. The Moroccan full team is there. Qatar, their full team is there, and the Ghana team will be there. So the tournament is on, and all the teams are there. All right, there are three other players who are supposed to come in and join the camp later today. Friday, and Adrian Mariappa will be joining the camp on Sunday. All right, so that's what's happening over there. So the games are on, people. So please, stay tuned, because there'll be lots and lots of coverage on it on these platforms. Big up to King Jav, as usual. Respect and thanks for coming on. All right, so in the video this morning, it fascinates me, some of the things that people say. So many people take my earlier video this morning to say that first, they said that Speed sent me one person. And I'm saying, how asinine that mental state is to believe that. And here's why. Because I call out every person who leverages player on the premise of getting them into our national setup, and anyone who does that. And listen, if Mr. Rudolph Speed, Mr. Mike, Crickets, or anybody else, operates that way, I'm going to call it out. I'm not afraid of people's location. So whether you're from England, Spain, Jamaica, America, and you operate that way, it is wrong. I'm not frightened about people's accomplishment. I'm not I'm not frightened by people's accomplishment. I don't look at people's status and think they're outside of the realm of correct criticism and correction. I'm not caught up in people's persona. If you're wrong and I have a platform, I'm going to unequivocally state that you're wrong. And so if some people believe that because they subscribe to my channel, I am their attack dog for the people that they dislike, that's not me. So if because some people dislike certain people, the only time they're happy with you is when you criticize those people. But when other people do it, listen, I grew up in a system of donemanship, and only certain people were allowed certain privilege. And even in those cases, I spoke out against it and tried to make a difference. I'm not afraid. I have one life, and when this life has ended, people must say one thing: it didn't matter who you are, he stood up for what is truth and honest. And if I'm going down, that's how I'm going down. And I'll tell you this: I'd rather have one subscriber who believe in being unbiased and treating people. You can't treat everyone the same way, but treating people, all people, with fairness. I'd rather have one than people who believe treat some people unfair and treat some people fair. That will never be the basis of my work. So it is apparent that some people believe that man's job is to come on YouTube and cuss out Mr. Speed. And if I don't do that, I'm not doing a good job. Listen, when Mr. Speed wrong, me beat him. And what you hear him come on and him say a lie that man is man. I challenge him, and he still comes on because I challenge him without disrespecting him. I've brought on the president, and I questioned him until he got to the point that he's inviting people to a meeting. Do you remember that? I've brought on former national players who I have high respect for, and I told them, no, you're wrong. Go and watch my interview with Coach Lenny Hyde, big baller that I respect, T-Got. Go and listen, and I tell them that they are wrong. And today I still speak to them. Listen, I have come out and criticized Coach Theodore Whitmore about his approach. And on radio, people call me Whitmore lawyer, saying I'm always defending him. Because when a man is right, I will speak to that. And when he's wrong, I'll speak to that. So in my video this morning, I tell people that I have more than one person who, watch this, 3 persons who have players that a particular person who works with an agent, they have approached the persons and the players, saying to them, if you come and sign with us, we can get you in the national team. And people, I'm calling that out, and I'm saying to the person, please do not continue this, or else I will have to bring it up. Because the people who they have approached are also willing to come forward with evidence to substantiate it. And out of respect, I follow scripture. If you are your brother of a fault, go to him one-on-one. I tried to call on more than one occasion. I made indirect connection. I was told, hold on, this, that never happened. So I have chosen to put it out publicly for the person to desist and anybody else with that sort of mindset to stop it. And then people send me, I come beat them on them. Me against them. What does that have to do? I mean, I don't listen. I have no personal agenda. But wrong is wrong, and right is right. No one, no matter who you are, should not be leveraging players. And players, I'm going to talk to you. When these people come to you and promise you space in the national team, if they become your agent, because I know players, I know other agents who can move you to top clubs. Craig Butler has done it. Move players. Kevin Cohen has done it. Those are two that I know. The Central management, they have done it. They can move players without them playing in the national team. No one, local or foreign, should ever promise a player a spot in the national team if they sign up for them because of relationship with people within the federation. It's wrong, no matter who. And if you're vexed, you're vexed. If you want to unsubscribe, you can do that. Me not support no shagries. I them thing the people used to call back in the days when me I look at you, shagries that. It's like a politician buying votes. It's wrong. It's like a dam keeping a tree to keep people silent. It's wrong in principle. Why we as Jamaican can get them things there and start get out some of the corrupt and evil and wicked practices in our nation. Whenever we see it and call it out, so it don't escalate into major and bigger things. And why when people call out these things, they are the people we have problems with. When it comes on to the national team, whether it is track and field, netball, basketball, cricket, football, players must play on merit. Only the best that we have available must represent us at all times. That's it. Now, whomever is selected, as fans, we must support the team. So I support the team. I don't support the selection. That's not hard to understand, man. Well, we can reason with some level of sanity and common sense. It's not hard to understand. You see, you're acting the way you're acting, believe the way you're believing. You know why? You know why? Because it don't affect you. I have one person who I spoke to yesterday, former JC student, one of my subscribers, who said he was taken out of a JC side because somebody else have money and the parents were sponsoring the team. I have other players who were not called into the national team because of their geographical location. We have to call it out. We don't hate the people them. All we're saying is that don't let this be the premise of how you operate. Just do the right thing. Because here's the thing, people. The truth always wins out. Truth set people free. And you cannot in any system in life sow bad seed and reap good crop. You cannot sow bad seed because whatever a man sow it, so shall he reap. What we are reaping now are because of some bad seed where they are sow, some corrupt seed where they are sow. When some communities and parishes were excluded as some mango seeds they were planting, now the tree them get big. We cannot get back into our next era and season when we keep planting bad seed. So you see, anyway, you see Mr. Speed wrong. More time I come on this and say wrong. More time I come on this and call out the GFF. What time I come upon this and call out government? You think my business? I work for I Am Sure Sports, but above that, I work for the Lord. A God me thing there. I mean, listen, I know that people that love me or like me, upon Jesus, do everything good, and them still hate him. Oh, wretched man that I am. So I unsubscribe. That's cool. Because more you know me not gonna work for you. Because if you have a personal thing against Speed or the GFF or Fitzroy Simpson or Paul Hall, what time you advocate for Paul Hall get the job? Me call out, but him should have been the assistant, and we needed an assistant like that run with more. But if the man wrong, him wrong. Me support Arsenal. And look how much joy Wenger bring me. I mean, one of the man that protest him out. I was here saying that Whitmore need to leave the job. Vin Blaine, I said that Vin Blaine supposed to leave the job. We can separate. In leadership, there's relational, different leadership style, relational result based. I don't want to get into a teaching mode. But I can separate in leadership, relationship from result. We can tell you this. Nobody can tell me, say, when it comes to midfield play, Whitmore another skillest thing Jamaica produce. But his last stint with the Reggae Boys team was not good. Warren Barrett is a man of God, Man, when time them man talk to me and pray for me, me feel the power. Humble, not going to come on platform and talk. Have a lot of respect. But if I think the keeper failing, me I go call out the goalkeeper, coach. A lot of you heard me rate Fuzzy, but Fuzzy made many mistakes, in my opinion, at the U20. Me I go call him out. And if Fuzzy decides that he's not going to talk to management, that's fine. Me respect him as a person. Me tell people, say, listen, how him operate his demeanor wins me over. But the under-20 tournament, he never dealt with it. So why me can't do that? But if Paul Hall do something wrong and Fitzroy Simpson do something wrong, and somebody will come from England, if Dean Burton, if anybody from foreign do something wrong, management have said nothing about them. I'm not frightened for foreigner. That me I'm gonna know. I'm not frightened for color, nor class, nor creed. We're not frightened. We're not frightened for wealth and riches and prestige. We're not frightened for nobody. We speak truth and we defend justice and rights. The utmost of the highest. Because we understand life without learning is death. Want to understand that. After the show, I have a subscriber who said to me, man, people call me and say, listen, careful what you say because you're going to jeopardize a player. What kind of thing that? So nowadays now, if a man come and say, say, this a player, my player. Like me say, Alwyn. Like me say, Alwyn, Harvey, I grew up. So me, if me come out and say, hey, boy, we don't like how they treat Alvin and Harvey. They go bench him and give him no game and call him back. We cut out them things out of the football. So if you want to play for your national team, don't say nothing at all about the player. Don't mention who you are. What kind of society that? Listen, man, a freedom of speech within them. What go on? What Jamaica get to? What kind of danmanship around with sports them? And around the country. Everybody want to be done. You can't talk truth. Or if you're going to suffer at the hands of the people them in power. Them think they are shagris, me call them. I don't know what I think, but that me call it shagris. Shagris, me call them thing there. You understand me? Shagris. We talk about some of the ball of them. On this tour. People who are watching, please hit the like button, subscribe and share. You understand me? That was a little bit of respectful ranting. I say, management, I don't, people, let me just finally say this. I don't know about other people, but I don't make money off YouTube. I don't do YouTube because me I make money. I'm available to do YouTube. I do YouTube because of how the pandemic shaped my work. And so I'm able to be online and do some of these things. And I'm passionate about Jamaica's football. Get that? So my earnings from YouTube, let me just make it clear and plain to people. It's minimal. Listen, it can't even purchase the equipment at a month's end. Any of the equipment that I have that I use is not because of what happened on this. I want to understand that. So I'm going to do this to make money. I had money before this, and after this, I will have it. Because I'm blessed. It's a blessed youth. It's a youth who come from selling gleaner, sleep at 88 bus stop, half a tree, buy gleaner. And this is a university. Sell it at York Pharmacy. And up at Devon stoplight. You understand? So when I'm there right now, and I'm smart, so I become a blessed. I'm giving you some reality. I used to play 4 football match on Sunday. East, west, north, and south. So we could have money. From Westmoreland to town. Drive go to town, man, come pick we up. Right? At 2:30 in the morning, I wake up because at 7 o'clock match down at that. So nobody come go on like say, when you unsubscribe or you make some comments, it affect management earnings. This not put, you understand me? This not put food on the table. We do this because we love it. So I don't want a man feel like say, me and them, like me say, them a top dog and this me for do because of that they want to hear. You can't program me. Program yourself. I mean, I care how who wrong. Because you see, if you wrong, me I'll call you out too. And you spend time me wrong, and you call me out. I laugh. I will put platform me depend on. No, I'm is depend on coaches, this man, a man beat me, man. Man, I call me all kind of thing. I'm depend on the time I stay. Because we play football. If you play football in Jamaica and you play at the Premier League level, you know, say people tell you everything and anything. You know it go. You understand me? Big up Trickney Cooks. You know it thing go Trickney. You know it thing go. They don't know where we are come from, man. Them just see we. And them see we in our glasses. Me always tell people that through them see me wear glasses, them think some man a nerd. You understand me? Never judge a book by its cover. Big up. When? Them don't know where it come from, man. Them don't know where it come from. They don't know we used to go through a water lane and have a father with a backup. Backup. But there was a backup working though. Other than call it a load bus. Load a man, them kind of thing there. After a while, how things tough. They don't know Wayne Evans. The man used to be at a standpipe. You're naked, be at a standpipe. And I water your yard. King just said nerves running thing. All right. Big up John Doe. Big up man. Yeah, man. Yeah. Man, it's just a question because I love your show. But if people only do it for the love, would never ask for likes or anything. Just do it Yeah, just that is true, you know, John Doe. You know, say, listen, a lot of times people are saying, no, you have to do it, you know, to ask people for like. Come, me not only like, if you have the super chat, me not only like, people are saying, no, man, this man, you have to do this, you need to do this because you're doing good content and people don't know, you know. Really and truly, you know. Because I don't even like, I tell people about it, hit the like button. Because, but the truth is, John Doe, they are saying that some persons don't know that they can do that. So it's good to tell them. And that's part of the reason. All right. But we need to get into some of the content. You understand? Because I think that is enough on that still. And I think when we speak for a lot of the YouTubers, you know, because I think sometimes people are how people deal with us. Because I see people on these platforms who call the radio, and the people on the radio deal with them worse. The host them on the radio, and them not deal with the host on the radio. So, but when they come on YouTube, they have a way that they want to deal with the vloggers. Yeah, man, bully mentality. Yeah, man, them feel like say if you don't do what they want, if you do them a spite you and all of them things there. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, and here King Jav answering it, John Doe. He said that so other people can see the content and come on. So it's not even when people like the videos, you know, it's not that you get money from the likes. It spread the message so other people can watch the content. You understand me? So yeah. Hunter, bless up, man, and Brown Beer. All right, but let me get to some of the content. Because this is where now I am different. You notice, you know, the whole thing that I did, I put some names, all right? I watched some clippings of this guy. I'm not sure that I can show it, you know, but I'm going to play it, right? He's one of the new players who are coming into the team. So I'm going to put it up so that you can see him, and we're going to talk a little bit about him. All right. Because that's what I want to do today, give you some highlights of some of the players. So you can, yeah. All right. So you can get familiar with them before they actually play in the game. So have a couple of highlights and clippings of them. And I want to ask you, the viewers and listeners, how much do you know about these? This is a player called Giovanni Brown. He plays for Exeter. He plays for Exeter City. All right. So let me play this. I'm going to share the video with you so you can see him in action, and then we're going to discuss him a little bit, and then I'm going to show you the video. Yeah, Ian, I'm going to do it, right? I'm going to show you that video. Yeah, man. Big up to Ian. Listen, I have some people as well. People like Ian, Conrad, Big D Len. God bless you. They're always sending me stuff. Fresh God. A lot of these people who some of them I have not met personally, but whenever they have information, they send it to me and say, man, bam, look at this, watch this and all that kind of a thing. So I'm gonna find a good way of doing this so that we're not yeah. Yeah. So this is Giovanni Brown. He's a forward. He plays for Exeter City. All right. So yeah. Um, that's him right there. So that's some clippings of the forward right there. All right. I have a next video that I want to show you of a next player out there that will be playing. So we're going to discuss that player in particular. He's one of the players that we want to discuss. Um, we know some of the others, but I'm going to also share with you some highlights about this player here. Hope I can find it now. All right, this is a player that I know very well. Um, Defensive midfielder, and I think he's going to do well. All right, so let's. He's a 24-year-old player. I also want you to know that I don't know if this is the JFF or it's other people telling the people that this is a Jamaica under 23 team. It is not a Jamaica under 23 team. All right, it's not. Most of the players are over 23. So um, there are people over there. There's a scout, one scout who went from a club can call out the players because they're actually I know 8 scouts across Europe who will be here looking at people. So here's the thing. Um, it's not a Jamaica under 23 team. All right. So this is the next player. You know him very well. He plays in the local league. All right. So, yeah, man. So, okay. There you go. Hey, you know this is a big one. And you know that, and we remember we were beating him about this? Beat him about it because these things need to stop. You're exactly right, Steve. These are the things I'm saying that must be cut out of the football. Signals media is saying that Giovanni played for Jamaica U17 a few years ago. He was a decent player then, but not sure how much he progressed as a senior. Well, those are the highlights of him. You understand me? Um, Rob Simmons, listen, I hear you. A lot of people have many questions about Ximinies. All right. So listen, I was saying, I will insist on this. His call up, given how he performed at the U20 and some of the other right backs in the same age range, meaning between 17 to 20, I think they should have said, listen, given your performance in the U20, other players perform better than you. You need to sit out this tour. You're still part of the future, but you need to sit out this tour because there are some things you need to work on in terms of your game. I think that is what should have happened to Ximinies. I think this particular tour, it should have been a learning lesson for him that if you don't continue to play at a certain level, you will not be in the national team. Yes, you are young, but you need to know that you make this team on playing merit. Mark you, the selector saw other things. So I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to talk about Ximinies because he's there. So now we have to talk about what my expectations of him. All right. So number one, the player named Brown. I don't remember him though playing at the yeah, you know, the under 17. I don't remember him representing Jamaica at the under 17 level. But here's the thing. From what I've seen in the highlights, I always tell people it's hard to judge players on highlights reel. You know why? Because nobody puts up their bad play in highlights reel. So you're only going to see the good things. So he's one of the players that I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to seeing on this tour to see how he will perform. That's Giovanni Brown. Right. I also have Trayvon Reed. As you know, Trayvon Reed is one of those players that I have a lot of time for. He was at Tivoli, he was at Kingston College. He played for Tivoli in the Premier League. Then he moved to Harborview. But he comes from a family of very gifted wingers. You have like Roderick Reed, you have Malik Reed who plays for Clarendon College as well and Chapelton Maroons. So they are very skillful on the ball. And I know that Jermaine Johnson, while he was at Tivoli, also worked with Trayvon. And you saw how good he looked for Harborview. He's one of those players that I think would do well in Europe. I don't know if there are shortcomings with his game, but I think his temperament is a bigger issue because he kind of have a way of sometimes getting overly upset, especially with officials and players. So, yeah. So that is a part of it. All right. So looking forward to him. Also looking. Yes. So he's one. Alwyn Harvey, like I said, I think not the season that just concluded, but the season before when he was playing with Kevin Isaacs and ranking at Mount Pleasant, he was one of the best CDMs, and I felt like at that time he should have been called up to the national team just to be given a look in. He wasn't. He's there now. I think he's going to look well. Demario Phillips as well. That for the last 2 seasons, I think he has been an exceptional player in the local league. How that will translate to the senior ranks, let's see. But they are not playing against the senior pros of these other national teams, except for Qatar, right? With that, so I think we will match up well with Morocco and Ghana, given the players that we have brought, and I think the experience of Mariappa would help with that. Ian Campbell here is saying that he thinks the coach should use a 5-4-1 formation as they may help the team to get some good results. That's the thing. I am tired of us trying to set up not to lose instead of trying to apply pressure and try to win. Like I say, I don't know how these are like not even the B players of some of the teams. It's really a lot of local based players because their European based players are unavailable for the most part. All right, so that's something to look at. Ximinies, sometimes I wonder if people understand football. Godzoria 777, explain a little bit. All right, your rant will always sound hollow to me because I have witnessed the fake news and misinformation about the GFF. Tapa was real bad about calling his friends, and you didn't really, really, really. Hey, TikTok. Let me tell you. Yesterday, when you were supposed to be, you weren't here. And then you send me something that is the best show because anytime somebody says something good about the GFF, it is the best show. Yeah, it is the best show. Why I don't talk about the GFF not giving Tapa what he needed? Yeah, Tapa called all of his friends. Why the GFF keep him so long? If the GFF knew, if you TikTok and your GFF friends knew, so let's see that they want to have a conversation about the GFF. Why did they keep him so long? Since you and your JFF friends knew that is what, why did you keep him so long TikTok? When the people were calling out for him to be fired. Why did your technical committee put some of the players in the pool so he would select them out of it TikTok? You want to get to that? That is the only comment, so you'll be wise enough because remember 1 minute taking. So after this you have no more. You understand me? 7.29 so far ranking over the last 12 months. Go figure. All right. There you go. I agree, God. Ximinies has been awful with the ball, off the ball, fitness, everything. You say it is a D team, Ian. Well, Amal Knight kept in the Nations League. Malik Howell played in that game in Malik Howell played in that game that we played in Peru. You remember when we played Peru? Malik Howell was in that team, Yeah. Ricardo Thomas has been around because he even played in the Catalonia game. Remember that he was in the national setup. Eric Edwards and Kemar Foster were also called. Richard King plays for Jamaica. Earl Simpson has been there. He was called up in the last set of teams. Adrian Mariappa, a seasoned pro. Fabian McCarthy has played for the national team. Ramon Howell has been in and around there. Akwasa Chang has also been in call-ups and in the mix. Jordan Fletcher has also been a part of the mix. So we have players in this who have actually played for the national team. You understand me? So that must be. I wouldn't say this is I don't like to. I don't want the players to feel like we're beating them. This is a Jamaica team. I don't know if there's A, B, and C and D teams with national teams, but I just don't think like any of the teams going are bringing their top players because their top players are not available. So it is the players that falls below that top level that is there. But I don't want the players to hear and think like I'm saying that they are not good enough and all of that, because you never can tell. They can go there and put in some good performances because they probably have other things that they are playing for and on the line. I don't think it will be as embarrassing as some people are purporting it to be. I think that I know some of these players from the JPL, and I know that they are going out there to put in good performances. Like I said, I am also aware that many European scouts will be there. I don't know if they have specific players that they'll be looking at, but they will be there. And what that means is this. That means that the players are playing so that they can be seen and can be looked at. See? Yeah, so that is Yeah, that is, yeah, yeah. So, we'll see. We'll see. Sometimes these players go in. What I'm looking to see is when there is a next team call up, how many of these players from this present squad will be able to make it into that? Are these, I don't know, are these players that we're looking at that, what, some of these players can be a part of the future, can be a part of the Gold Cup tournament? It would be good to know what is the purpose of these players playing. Is there any hope of any of them making it into the national team when there is a competitive game? Or it is just an opportunity because it came up for the JFF to earn some money, one, and also, secondly, um, for the players to get some exposure. I don't know. Ian says, I can select 36 players that are ahead of those players. So no pressure on that on the team. If they lose, it was expected. If they win, kudos to them. 36. All right, Ian. Here's a simple question. Give me four right backs. That alone. I don't want you to give me 36. Give me four right backs. Ian. Give me four right backs. Few less than, yeah, than in past player. Yep. There you go, Michael Nemard. It is there. Matter of fact, let's cancel the entire JPL of football. Should never. No, Rob Smith, why? This is like very sarcastic, you Rob? You're just saying this because people are always beating the JPL. So I don't think you're serious. I know you by now, Rob, that you're just saying this because people are always beating the JPL and calling it. I don't believe so. A lot of people think like, oh, the JPL is Bush League and all of that. It is what we have. It is improving. It is one of the youngest leagues in this region. I watch the Trinidad and Tobago Ascension League. The quality of play is not better than here. I'm telling you that. I watch the Antiguan League. Don't watch all the games, but I've watched enough games. And it is not better than what we have here in the Caribbean, in Jamaica. I've watched the USL games live. I mean, not on TV. And a lot of those games are not better than our games. What I would say is that the surfaces, I have some clippings, for example, of one of the academies that I was at. And the fact that these guys can do certain drills and the ball is not bumping up and down and all of that, it makes a huge difference, It makes a huge difference. And I think part of what we have struggled with is that. Yeah. Um, no, nobody can say local players don't get a chance in national TV because coach will be there so they should perform at their best to showcase their talent. There you go, Bostama. So, what's one man's garbage, is a next man's gem. I know you're joking, Rob Smith. John Doe then says we couldn't call Javan East. I think Javan East is playing in competition. He would not be released, man. He would not be released. He would not be released for this. He would not be released. You understand me? I don't think so. And even some of the other players. Really? Alvas Powell, Javian Brown, Wes Hardin, and Javan. And well, listen, I can't put Javan Anderson in there because he has not yet represented Jamaica. So he's not there. All right? And a lot of people disagree with you with Alvas Powell. They will disagree with you because remember, Alvas Powell actually dropped from the team. And Javian Brown has not yet cemented his place in the team. So I'm looking to see Malik Howell, because Malik Howell, former captain at JC, is an actual good right back. So let's see, because that position is still up for grabs in our national team. I know there's the other guy, Fabio, in the Swedish second tier, probably better than. But Ximinies, remember there's also Malik, Howell, that is there. Exactly, champ deck. Exactly. And then when certain persons are around, he wait until the video done before him comment, What happened? I actually have no issue with the game. It's a cycle game. It's an off cycle game. Get the young men some exposure. It can only help us. In fact, I think we should actually seek these no fifth. Yeah, I think so. I think what they should do is find more tournaments like these to play. I would play. The only issue I have is that I think we should have played younger players. Powell is better than Ximinies or Alvas. Yeah, man. He is. What happened to Duchesne Bernard, that baller that played in the Peru match? Duchesne Beckford is playing in the USL, so I don't think he would have been released. I don't know, because I noticed I don't see Lamar Walker, Duchesne Beckford, or Peter Lee Vassell. So there are no USL players. So I figured, you have Siobhan Willis as well. He's in the USL. That other player that they gave the one call up, oh my God, in the Catalonia game, one of the top scorers, former Excelsior player, top scorer in the USL. What's his name again? Nico Bress. They didn't call him for this, so I figured that it is because USL players would not have been released. Why? Man, while our league not the worst, it is not improving anyway, and it's actually equal to Corner League in the 80s. No, man. No, we can't do that, man. We can't do that. Listen, let me tell people, and this is always a big debate that is had. Back in the 80s and 90s, I will say that we had better raw talent, but we had poor everything. I think the coaching was good for the time because America wasn't as involved in football. It was really Mexico. A lot of the other CONCACAF nations were not at the place where they are. All right. So we had on raw talent. I think Jamaica had better raw talent back in those times. Why? Because you're playing corner leagues and big league younger. You're playing way more football back then than now. It was street football, so you had to be skilled, right? But I think with better surfaces now, better nutrition right now, the players know, right, though they are not as talented as the players back then, the football now is way more faster and technical. I used to watch it and I used to play in it. Listen, Corner League used to be hot because I used to bring the best players, but it was slow. The game we are still slow enough, but the game is faster now. When you look at listen, people forget that there was a time when what we used to do back in those days, is long pass and the winger run past the defender, That's what we used to do, A lot of times, Now you see building out at the back. People forget that the goalkeepers used to have the ball and run up and down in the box a long time and waste a heap of time. And man used to play back the ball to the goalkeeper, him drop him, throw it out to the wing back, him control it, wait until the foul come, play it back to the goalkeeper and him drop again and hold it and waste time. That man used to kick the ball so far that the game used to take like so long to restart there because there were 2 balls at the venue. So sometimes you have to put things in context. But I'll tell you, when you look at the Hector Wrights and the Winston Anglin and all of those players coming back up from the older days, I think on raw talent, if they had the resources that are available now, we would be a bigger powerhouse. But right now, because of all the technical support and infrastructure that has been put in place, the players now are able to do more with less talent. So I would say the pace of the league and the quality of some of the players in the league now is better. But on an individual basis, the talent back then was better. We don't see the Hector Wright kind of player now. We don't see the Winston Anglin. We don't see, you understand, we don't see those guys. We don't see the Dennis Hutchinsons. We don't see the Lenny Hyde. We don't see those kind of players, right? We don't see those kind of players in the league now. But what we see are teams that can make 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 passes. Yeah. And I don't like, you see, here's the thing. I don't like to call players who have not yet played for the country because I don't know that they are going to be played. Right? So there are a lot of names out there, like I said, there's Deshane Beckford, Peter Lee Vassell, Lamar Walker, but again, Giovanni Willis, Dane Kelly, but some of these guys, I don't think they would have been released. You understand me? I don't think they would have been released. The 80s and the 90s, we had real talent. What's happening now? Because and I say it again, one of the things that led to that was that there was more football being played. Kids were playing more football. There was minor league, President's Cup, all of these things. So back then, a man could play minor league and this league and major league, and so like a player could play like 3 games. All right, let me give you a good example. All right, don't know any of you know the history of football because I do a lot of stuff. In 1985, you know how KC won the Manning Cup? One of the factors that led to it. KC was supposed to play against Dunoon. That was a Dunoon team that had a player named Freddie Butler. Freddie Butler was given a letter on the Tuesday, right? On the Tuesday, before the game on the Wednesday, the Tuesday evening, that he had been suspended because he was like the player now would have caused all kind of problems for KC. This is one of the things that came up. The KC men, can refute it. The Dunoon people, and the Camperdown team can confirm it. All right. So Freddie Butler was suspended for the game because he was the man at Dunoon. Freddie Butler. Why was he suspended? They said he was on 2 yellow cards. And for the first time it was disclosed that the yellow card that he got in a major league game was added to a yellow card he got in the in the Manning Cup game, and so he was suspended. People thought it was a big conspiracy. And that is how they said KC ended up qualifying out of the zone over Camperdown because they ended up winning the game by the 3 goals that they needed to. I'm just reporting what was revealed. All right. So what I'm saying though is that you can tell. So players were playing Manning Cup and other competitions at the same time. They were playing more football, and a lot of it was schoolboys playing with big men from age 12 and 13. So those things I think help to improve the talent level. But they just never had the proper fields and the proper footwear and You understand me? Because people used to borrow people boots. They never had enough balls to practice all of those things. So I think, some of those things may have led to it. Marvin Ferrum, bless up yourself, he says, and what about Cardell Benbow, Martin Davis, Joey Desert? I don't know. Like I said, I know that Joey Desert, because he's playing in the USL, he would not be available. Cardell Benbow, there was an issue with Cardell Benbow and the national setup. And since that time, he has not been called up, surprisingly. And I don't know if that is what is causing it. Martin Davis, I think Martin Davis needs to make a move where he can be closer to the eyes of the program, in my opinion. I don't know. The league should have an educational standard. Yeah, but what would be that educational standard? Professional pro clubs, FIFA 20. Just to let you know that the coaches who used to coach Stupies are still coaching. Fuller's coach is still coaching. Jermaine Johnson coach is still coaching. So I don't get that. I don't. And again, Damian Lowe came through Jamaica's system. He's playing in the USL. Kaim Paris came to some of the times Kaim Paris came through it. Shamar Nicholson came through it. And Carl Brown never coached any of these players until they got to the national team. I think Jamaica must look into a 2-year window to gel a Jamaica team and stop running down foreign players, or we won't qualify for any World Cup. All right. Here's what now. God's Warrior 777. I think we can do both things. We can still be looking at players who are playing overseas and still be working. Like somebody suggested it earlier, I don't know who it was, that one of the things we can do is really find these windows where we can use local players to give them some games, even against Caribbean opponents, like what Ximinies used to do, and build a core while they still have those overseas-based players. Because remember, and Rob Smith says it down here, at the end of the day, the quality of the league in Jamaica will be different, because nowadays, unlike back in the 90s and in the 80s, when a player is good now, like Kaheem Paris, like the Norman Campbell, like the Tyreek McGee, like the Guthrie, like the Akwasa Chang, when the players are good, they leave. They leave and they go overseas. All right, TikTok, you're wrong. Damian Stupies played in the Premier League, win Premier League with Harborview. So I don't know. Stupies and I play against Stupies in under 20 in the league and in Premier League. So I don't know where you get your story from, but he did. So you're incorrect. All right, so go and check your facts. All of these players played in it. Fuller played in it. Jermaine Johnson played in it. Claude played in it. All of them. Claude played for Portmore. Fuller won Premier League. Jermaine Johnson won the Premier League. So I don't know. Right. So think about it, people. If all the players, tell me, if all the players, let me give you some names. Tell me if the league would not be better. You don't think the league would be better if we had Andre Blake, Leon Bailey, Kaheem Paris, Shamar Nicholson, Damian Lowe, Taxi, Javian Brown, the Alex Marshall, the Martin Davis, the Norman Campbell, Christo J. Daly, Daniel Green, Atafari Bygrave, the Shavani Willis, Lamar Walker, Peter Lee Vassell, Dashane Brown. If all of these local base players were back in Jamaica playing at their prime, the league would be better. Youth better quality player. But the best players are going away, unlike back in the days when our best players were playing here. Yeah. So that is the thing. So nowadays, as soon as a player is good coming out of high school, I mean, if they're really good after high school, they are gone. Like Duncan McKenzie and Christopher Pearson. These guys, they have a little talent. They are gone. They are gone overseas, and so that must be considered as well. So the quality of the league will not be the highest until we start bringing other talent from other countries to play in the league. But I think there are some good things happening with football. A lot of improvement is needed because a lot of these players are not leaving because of the work of the JFF. A lot of them are leaving because of the individual work of their schools and their local clubs. And I think if we can find a way to merge those things along with the JFF developmental project, we could see more talent going away. And that is one of the that is one reason why I believe the less teams in the local league is the better it would be. So if we could concentrate the talent, like I think we should have 10 teams in the top flight, and then have 16 teams in the second tier, and 20 teams in the third tier. Because if you have 10 teams in the top tier now, it means that, and that's that's 300 players max. That I think would make it way more competitive. I know that they think it's hard, but I would play like um still play 30 games or somewhere around that 30 something games. But I think if you can get it to 10 teams up there and then expand the second tier to 16 teams, it will be a good thing because then most of your top players will be concentrated in your top league to a certain amount of clubs. But you can't now have 10 teams from like any one confed. Like if all of them are from Casafa, then I don't think it will do justice. So you have to find a way as well where you can capture the best talent in one team from East, one team from West, and then like the bigger regions have two or three. So if Kingston and St. Andrew, for example, had 3 teams in the top tier, so that's 90 players, and they can find a way that those players, wherever they are from the Garrison or from Uptown, come together. St. Catherine, um, St. Anne, St. Mary, Trelawney, Montego Bay, Westmoreland, Hanover, Clarendon by itself, like something like that. Merge, like I think you'd find if Westmoreland and say Hanover came together and built a team, Moby and Trelawney built a team. I know it is unrealistic, but I think that kind of concentration would help to get out better quality in the league itself in terms of playing. Once the local players leave the country, the JFF does a very poor job in keeping track of these players, even though many of these players are playing better than when they are first kept. Absolutely. Hey, that is it. And that, I think, who was it speaking recently about the tracking the players on the database? I think this is where the JFF need to step up. The JFF need to step up here, man. We need better tracking of the players, knowing where the players are at, knowing how they are developing. There should be a group of persons assigned to the GFF who are watching the leagues. I mean, like the young player from Arnett Gardens, um, the young player from Arnett Gardens, Cephas, got player of the week at his club. Is that a known fact? What's this man now? Look what you're doing now. Can anybody see the difference in physique in players like Ananalo, Fuller, Claude, Stupid, Marshall compared to Paris? Oh my God. Why are you comparing? No, don't do that. Compare Paris. Let me give you some persons in the position that Paris plays because you're using defenders to I don't understand this person. You're taking the people. I don't. You obviously you don't know Fuller when Fuller was at Camperdown. You don't know thing here, Jermaine Johnson. You don't know Claude when Claude was playing for the team out by down south side. What are you talking about, TikTok? You don't know when Claude was at Meadowbrook? He was tall and lanky. He wasn't. Come on, man. Compare the physique of QPs at Arden with Ximinies at JC. That's what I want you to do. If you're talking about physically built. You remember the Wolmerian who was a centre back for the U17 or U20 team named Jawain Hines? Compare him with Anandalo. That's what you need to do. But listen. So let me ask you this. So I just tell you who Claude to compare Claude to. Here's what I'm asking you to do. You said you can't compare Claude with these players. Different position. Don't compare. So tell me this. Jawain Hines at Wolmers was weak. What kind of nonsense you're talking? Jawain Hines was weak. Is Ximinies weak? Is Marquand Aldridge weak? Is Christopher Pearson weak? What are you talking about? You're comparing Anandalo with Kaim Paris. Two different positions. Or with McGee. Find Wayne Palmer, who was a national player, and compare Wayne Palmer with Tyreek McGee. When Wayne Palmer was at Stats. That's how you do comparisons, like for like. Jeez, man. Oh my God. The reasoning. So here this man, hey, every player that I've called has played for the national team. So I don't know what you're talking about. Any player that I've called, Wayne Palmer, Richard Moncrief, you know baller man, you can't tell me anything about football TikTok. Wayne Palmer not play for Jamaica. I tell you that sometimes you talk like you have information, but you can do that because you're using. But I did say that is it. But I'm done with you because you're just having a conversation. You can have a conversation by yourself respectfully. I don't know what he's trying to say because Jermaine Johnson was no big player. That's what I'm saying. Jermaine Johnson was no big player. He became big when he became professional. Okay, so all right. So seeing that you're doing that now, so here's let me tell you how you are being disingenuous. All right, people. You can show people. Look what he's doing, right? How many games has Tyreek McGee played? And tell me where Tyreek McGee for the national team. Because you're comparing Tyreek McGee up here to Anandalo in size. Can anybody see the difference in physique, you said? Physique. I know you're going to change down here about strength. So compare the strength of Stu Pease with the strength of Damian Lowe. Because Damian Lowe is not weak. Compare it to, let's use a defender. Compare it to East and Pennycooke. Who you comparing it to? You're trying to find some little, the little midfielders we have. Karim Paris, who just played a game and a half. Check how these guys' sizes were with the exceptional Lowe at this age. What age did Claude Davis make his debut for the national team? Karim Paris played for Jamaica at 17. You're going to compare him to a man who, I tell you sometimes, you know, the people them, my time the people them talk some things sometimes I have to wonder. You don't want to say nobody. TikTok, don't be disrespectful. Any player that who you mean to nobody don't remember who you talking. Wayne, what is wrong with you? You know Wayne Palmer, man. You know, you think Roger Reid was big? Yeah, I'm gonna give you players who played for the national team. Roger Reid was skinny. Wayne Palmer wasn't big. What do you mean that people don't remember them? Where you get this man? Where you get your thing from? Say that you are this guru on Jamaica football and you talk so much nonsense. What do you mean that people don't remember Wayne Palmer? Don't remember Roger Reid? You think Den Hutchinson was big? How you know that the man? Listen, you know how what Karim Paris age is? What does big have to do? Why? All right. Let's compare Jermaine Johnson with let's compare Jermaine Johnson with Leon Bailey. Does Leon Bailey need to be a what that have to do with anything? Leon Bailey is getting the job done. Compare if you want to do comparison. Compare Ricardo Fuller with Shamar Nicholson. Who is bigger and stronger? TikTok, I am telling you, TikTok, you see, any day people know your identity, they're going to disrespect you. Because if you're bright and feisty, I won't even engage you. I call in Wayne Palmer name and you're talking about no names and Roger Reid. You're talking about no names. I would not engage you again. People, I'm going to end this stream because I don't want to engage this very disrespectful. You can hear me calling Roger Reid name and Wayne Palmer name and you can call about the man no name. Are you stupid, man? And Den Hutchinson? Me call Den Hutchinson, Roger Reid and Wayne Palmer, you're talking about calling a bunch of no names? Amal Knight has to keep. Amal Knight has to keep. Amal Knight has to keep. Yeah, why you never call up Corey Burke and Shamar Nicholson? And Mikel Antonio, why don't call up those names to compare the players that you are? Hey, listen, I'm telling you, I can't stand this kind of. Listen, you see Roger Reid and those players, and Den Hutchinson, they are too big for this man to be calling them no names. And I don't know who he is, so I can address him properly. Hey man, let me teach him some football. Go and check your ear calls. Roger Reid, Wayne Palmer, all of these guys that I just called. They won the Caribbean Cup and took Jamaica to Gold Cup, highest position. Go and check that. Roger Reid. Go and learn some football. Yeah. Big up Ian. But I'm done with him. Big up Brian. Yo, the man are nonsense. You can't even know the football, you know. Yeah. So, but I would think that Amal Knight is the most senior of the goalkeepers So I would use him. I would use Amal Knight as the keeper for this tournament for the first game. Yeah, because like I said, he's the most senior of the keepers. He kept in the Nations League. He didn't look bad in the Nations League, and I think it was the whole COVID and injury situation why he didn't even keep some more games. But I would go with Amal Knight. I like this guy Pennycooke. Well, Mariapa is coming on Sunday, which I think is the 21st. Isn't the first game before that? So I think he's going to miss a game. I think. So who is going to captain the team? The captain would be who? Well, only Mariapa or Amal Knight. They are the two most senior players there. To captain for the first game. When Mariapa comes in, he can captain. But you have Richard King, um, good centre back. Um, national. So he has been around the national setup. Jordan Fletcher has been playing, because remember he's over in India playing. So he. Boy, I'm telling you, that's one of the young players that you wonder if it is him or it is a system. You have him. Um, so I'm going to pick a starting 11 tomorrow, But in terms of team, let me tell you how I'd go. I'd probably go Amal Knight, Richard King, Odin Pennycooke, Ricardo Thomas, um, Malik Howell. In midfield, I'm going to have to select Alwyn Harvey, Fabian McCarthy. I don't know. Um, and experienced Nikai Christian, those three. And up front, I'm going Javine Brown, Jordan Fletcher, and Trayvon Reed. I don't know. I just picking names out of the hat here. It's strange. Yeah, night. Mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. So that is the team. Kimani Campbell. I have to start. I have to start Ricardo Thomas. Ricardo Thomas played in Catalonia and he has been around the national setup. And just for that, I have to start him. And he plays what? Ricardo Thomas plays left back and right back, and he's a better left back. Yeah. If you try 007, you will be able to watch the games. They will be on 007. It's the app. That app have every single game. Them have our corner league. No, they don't have corner league, but yeah. But tomorrow we will pick a starting 11. You understand me, people? Yeah, yeah. But King Jav, try 007. It's an app, 007. You can check that out. Yeah, yeah. No man, the app name 007 Sport. Listen, hey, Demo, give me that app. Let me tell you, say, there is not a football game that you can watch on it. You can watch the games from yesterday, today, or you can just look at results. Your game like Warriors, them have the you see how even when Atafari Bygrave and so I watch all the games. I watch all Atafari Bygrave and Daniel Green. Yeah man, me not miss no game now man. 007. I am telling you. Brethren, when we type it at the chat, 007, that the thing name. Don't see them man. Check it out right now and tell me if you find it. Come on, check out that app people and tell me if you know the game I go on right now, some kind of league or something. Yeah, 007. Let me see it with that. Let me see if I can bring it up so you can see what it looks like. Check it out and tell me, man. All right, so let me see if I can show you what it looked like. Mm-hmm. 007 Sport. Check it out. 007 Sports. Check it out, people. And yeah, man, I delete that, man. You don't miss nothing upon that. You find it? Anybody find it yet? Mm. Yo, you find it, King Jav. Yeah, man, that have everything. You're going there right now. What are going on today? Today, what are going? All right, you cannot play about the game if it gone already. You understand me? Chinese Super League, the Japan J2, Chinese Super League game, Super League, China Super League. Then you have the UEFA um Champions League. Yeah, man, I tell you, man, are the best app me ever find, brother. Every game you can watch playback, and all of those things. You understand me? And that man, I tell you, man, live video. All right, right now, Malmo, you can watch Malmo and Sivasspor, FC Zurich and Heart of Midlothian. You have Apollon. I mean, so many games are going right now. You can watch. Yeah. Me not see none of the Jamaicans them playing though. That me I wonder if all of them team get knocked out or something. The Asian forward me I tell them me see the man a play some ball. Yeah, man. Eh. Yeah, man. I the up that MLS me say everything the up me I tell you say. I the up that, man. Yeah. Baller car. Yeah, man. It is an up baller car. So check it out. I'm gonna see the West Ham game. All right, people. So listen, thanks. Man, what do you think about Boza moved? Oh yeah. He's moving to Turk. Yeah, possible move. I don't know. Hey, oh, that's a good question. Listen, I think we as vloggers, this is where we have an important role to play. That we have to basically keep some of these players on the radar. Um, so I will continually, um, you know, remind the federation of these players. Because it's not like one time when we never had social media, we can talk about them Eagle Republic. I I, I always have I think Nikai Christian is very skilled, but I have a challenge with his fitness. So I think giving him like, you know, 15, 20 minutes at the end of a game would be very good for him, where he just plays in that traditional number 10 role. Yeah. That's what I do with Nicola Christian, professional pro clubs, FIFA 20. Yeah. All right, people, but from an undisclosed location. See, all the games are on it, man. Just check it out. What CFA's playing? Club competition, Kareem Grant are playing in the Europa qualifiers. Nicar Christian is in his 30s. That is a problem, isn't he? Yeah, I think so. I think he's in his 30s. Ian. Let me just check. Brian, how old is Nicar Christian? Because you know that, you know. How old is Nicar Christian? You would start him? I wouldn't start. I don't know. I think, well, unless there are 5 substitution, because if you start him, I figure that you're going to have to substitute him. Because I'm sure that he won't be able to manage a full game. Yeah. Yeah, see you go. He's 30 years old. Somebody say West Ham playing. When West Ham playing? Europa League? Argentinian League? Yeah, 31. All right, people, listen. This is Manning's Man, and I am sure Sports. You don't know we have something at 3:30. Yeah, you understand me. So we have to run right now because we have to hit the road. See, we can go over Pittsburgh or deal with some things, and then we'll head back. You understand me? So see, we can make a quick drive, and then see we can rally back in an own time. Let's see how that work. Supposed to be back at 6:30. See, we can work. You understand me? Bless up. And Manning's Man, this has been I Am Sure Sports. Thank you so much. Before you go, remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and share the content. Bless up. Have a great day, one and all. And Manning's Man, as usual, we say, we are over and we are OUT and we are what? We are out of here.
You know what about dog? SK this. The body out there. Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, you cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Ocho-Race, Galtigo Bay. Everywhere. I Am Sure Sports. Check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King I represent. Where them feel like? Ha. Yeah, someone on for the food from we young, from we day, you need height. I Am Sure Sports. Yeah, dog.